Hello guys and welcome to the first episode of a new channel about the history of war. Now let's talk about how fearsome the Vikings were. Or were they? Yes, Vikings were the seafaring Norse people from southern Scandinavia, present-day Denmark, Norway, Sweden and Finland, who from the late 8th to late 11th centuries raided, pirated, traded and settled throughout parts of Europe. But now, let's find out some more misconception about them. First of all, helmets. You know, those helmets with horns and snakes, even ravens on them. There were none. Why? Because the former close-quartered style of Viking combat, either in shield walls or aboard ship islands, would have made horn helmets cumbersome and hazardous to the warrior's own side. Viking helmets were conical, made from hard leather with wood and metallic reinforcements for regular troops. The iron helmet with mask and mail was from the chieftains, based on the previous Vandal Age helmets from central Sweden, as you can see it in here or in here. The only original Viking helmet discovered is the Geirbrug helmet found in Norway. This helmet is made of iron and has been dated to the 10th century. Now that you know about helmets, what about barbarity? The image of wild-haired, dirty savages, sometimes associated with Vikings in popular culture, is a distorted picture of reality. Viking tendencies were often misreported, and the work of Adam of Bremen, among others, told largely disputable tales of Viking savagery and uncleanliness. So, there was more about Viking culture than riding and killing. Viking nobles were quite the dandies. They would show off their wealth, silk and clothes, and fancy jewelry, and kept themselves well groomed with nice haircuts. Now, let's talk about something else. Maybe you've heard of Vikings drinking from the skulls of enemies instead of glasses. Well, there is no evidence that Vikings drank out of the skulls of vanquished enemies. This was a misconception based on a passage in the Skaldic poem Krakmal speaking of heroes drinking from branches of skulls. Indeed, there was a reference to drinking horse, but was mistranslated in the 17th century as referring to the skulls of the slain. Now, I'm going to tell you about women's rights. It's not a great secret that women got a short end of the stick in many historical cultures, but Viking women actually had a lot more rights than most women in the world at that time. Women in Viking society had the right to divorce their husbands and could own and inherit a property. Well, that's an extra point for the Vikings. This will be called end of an age. No one is sure what ended the Viking culture, but it's believed that they were eventually converted to Christianity, which eventually led to the end of the Viking way of life. If you'd like to find out more about the Vikings, such as the famous battles or even what weapon they used, write down in the comments. Well, that was my first episode. I hope you like it and see you next time.